Alright, what's up everybody? So I'm from Trother MMA Bet. In this video, I'll be doing my full card predictions, picks, analysis, predictions, and breakdowns for UFC Fight Night 201, Hill versus Walker. So I'll run through all the picks and the bets, then we're gonna break this down. And at the ending, I can show you guys the Patreon if you'd like to support the channel, right? So this is not in order, guys, and I think what I'm gonna present also not in order, so I apologize for that. If you want to see the lineup of the card, feel free to take a look at Topology or Wikipedia or something that some source that you trust. All right. So between Jessica Rose Clark and Stephanie Egger, I'm picking Rose Clark but not betting. Kyle Dawkins versus Jamie Pickett, I'm picking betting Dawkins. Parker Porter versus Alain Baudot, picking Porter not betting. David Onama versus Gabriel Benitez, I'm picking and betting Benitez. I think it's my biggest bet of the card. This is a card I'm not betting much, guys. Not too confident anywhere. Probably Benitez where I see more value overall. Gloria De Paula versus Diana Belvita. I'm picking De Paula but not betting. Mario Bautista versus Kalitaha. This has been replaced to another fight. I will come up with the comments later on. Alright. Chaz Kelly versus Mark Strigo. If I'm not mistaken, this has also moved, no? I'm picking Skelly and not betting. Nicholas Mota versus Jim Miller. I'm picking Mota but not betting. Jaden Helliger versus Jesse Strader. I'm picking Helliger but betting Strader. Jamahal Hill versus Johnny Walker. I'm picking Hill and betting Walker. Joaquin Buckley and Abdulrazak Alhassan. I'm picking Buckley and not betting. Let's just see real quick if I don't recall. I know just Kelly and Mark Strigo still on. Alright guys, so let's break this down real quick. Unfortunately, Fiziev and RDA have been cancelled. I think my biggest bet was actually in RDA, but rather than that, let's see how this goes, guys. I'm gonna be focusing more on the fights that I'm betting, just to try to save some time here. Okay, so those that I'm not betting, I'm not gonna comment too much. So this one I'm betting Strader, like I said, but picking on Helliger. Why I pick one guy and bet the other? The reason is I think on Helliger is more consistent in his approach. You know, he's more technical in there. He can do a little bit of everything. Not bad wrestling, good grappling. But Strader, I see him more of a wild card here. I don't think this guy has the appreciation that he could have. You know, the guy is tough. He's a big bantamweight, right? He's not the tallest guy, but the man is long. He hits hard and he's very tough. I know he got finished by what's the name of the guy again? I just forgot there. Yeah, but anyways, you know, the man is tough and he likes to come forward, to throw to the body and push the pace. He has a legit cardio, you know, Strader does, so does Helliger. So I think Helliger is his best. He probably should be able to win most of the striking exchanges and take it to the ground. But there is a significant size discrepancy here in favor of Strader. I think Strader can hits a little bit harder, you know, and he can defend the takedowns, make Helliger work. So it could be a close fight. By my calculations, Helliger would be like 60% favorite, you know, and there's a margin of error to that. So arguably this could go either way, you know. That's why, by my calculations, the way I see it, it's definitely dog or pass. Even though I think Helliger has a little bit more chances to win. In terms of a bet, I'm definitely betting Strader because I think he's potentially a live dog in here, right? So that's why I'm picking Helliger and betting Strader. Mario Bautista and Kalitaha has moved. David Onama versus Gabriel Benitez. As I said, my biggest bet on Benitez for now. The reason is, guys, Onama, tons of athletic potential. The man is fast, he's athletic, he's a decent striker. You know, actually, I forgot to update in here. Yeah, I just forgot to, because I copied those things, right? I think the rest of the things is correct here. Yeah, so Onama, like I'm putting here, is not the most technical, neither experienced fighter. He's a good striker, you know, Onama. But in my opinion, you know, I think Benitez has the edge in the striking included. You know, I know that Benitez has been KO'd quite some times, right? So you can definitely make a case for Onama by knockout type of things, you know. But I think what actually is gonna happen here, guys, and I apologize to be fixing this. Sometimes I forget to update this thing. So to me, the most likely scenario here is Benitez by decision. The reason is Onama is a tough guy, you know, and it won't be easy to finish Onama. And Benitez, he hits hard, but I think he's probably gonna try to be more technical in this matchup, you know, trying to to outstrike Onama using more technique rather than just brawling in there. Benitez has good straight punches, excellent kicks. So I think more likely Onama gonna miss more than Benitez gonna miss. I like Benitez kicks way better in here. And again, Onama is tough. I don't think Benitez definitely hits hard, but I don't think he finishes Onama. But there is still some chance for Benitez to finish. So given everything I said, plus the experience, massive experience in favor of Benitez, I think he's gonna win this fight, and by decision. So to me, I'm picking and betting Benitez here. Like I said, my biggest bet of the card. All right. If you like Onama, I would say by knockout, because I think the experience of Benitez is gonna shine here. If you believe Onama can win, that probably he's gonna land heavier on Benitez, make it a dog fight and push the pace and use his physical skills, which I don't think he will, because he tends to fight more technically, more boxing oriented, but he's still not there in terms of the clean technique, or he doesn't yet have the experience on that one. So I think Benitez wins here, all right? And again, made some mistake here. Gloria de Paula versus Diana Belbita. Also an interesting one, it's basically about Belbita. She's super tough. She likes to push forward, like put in a grind, move forward, brawl. She's good in that. She has a good cardio. She keeps coming. She's tough, right? She's fighting the Paula here, who is an excellent Muay Thai practitioner. Hits hard, but she doesn't have the most consistent output. So at the end of the day, it's either gonna be the Paula, powerful strikes, knees up the middle, and elbows. She's also a very good grappler, the Paula, but she's best in the round one. She's super dangerous from her back, included, but in the round one. Afterwards, she tends to slow down. And that's why it's either Gloria de Paula has more chances in round one. Afterwards, I would say that Belbita keeps the pressure on and keeps pushing the pace, and de Paula probably doesn't like that. So this is a tough one to pick. It's almost 50-50 to me as well. I have de Paula like 55% favorite, so I think she has more chance for the finish. That's why I'm picking her. But in terms of a bet, I'm not going to be betting this one. Okay, Nicholas Mota versus Jim Miller. Another interesting one. This fight has been rescheduled from previous card. Mota, I'm going to be quite simplistic here, okay, guys, to save some time. Mota tends to get taken down. It's not that difficult to take this guy down, even though it's not that easy. And obviously, he trains in Nova União, so he's probably improving at leaps and bounds in terms of the technical takedown defense and trying to get back up. He's fighting Jim Miller, a veteran of the game. Probably everybody should know about this guy. One of the biggest, has the most fights in the UFC, probably one of the top 3, something like that. Jim Miller can do a little bit of everything, but the man now is 38, if I'm not mistaken. 37 I have here. I don't know if he's not 38 already. So, the man is no longer at his prime, right? He's still tough. He's still going to try. Miller can do a little bit of everything. Dangerous southpaw, comes there, throws heavy. Also takes guys to the ground. Excellent submission game. So the question here is, can Mota stuff the takedowns? Most likely he can, because he's so much younger, right? Almost 10 years younger. And he's in a legit camp with killers in there. I think Mota going to be able to stuff most of the takedowns, or at least avoid getting submitted, and then just push the pace against Miller. Miller is good in round one. Rather than that, he tends to fade, just because the man has been in so many fights and etc. and he's no longer that young. So I think Mota is the safest pick here, guys. But Jim Miller by submission, not a bad idea in my opinion, because Mota, he has some holes in the game, so it's not impossible that Jim Miller submits him, especially in round one. But I think Mota has a little bit more chance, But in terms of a bet, I'm gonna pass in the current odds. Joaquin Buckley versus Razak Alhassan, another one moved. Probably gonna be a Alhassan, powerful right hand. Let's see if he's gonna pace himself a little bit, right, to try to implement something different in his game, not only with a powerful overhand right. Joaquin Buckley a little bit more dynamic, and throw more hooks, good spinning kicks, as everybody knows of. He's also quite decent wrestler, Joaquin Buckley. I think Buckley's a rightful favorite just because he's a little bit more dynamic and take it to the ground. But I wouldn't be surprised if Alhassan for alhassan to win here, he doesn't have to do much, to be honest, guys. He has to stuff the takedowns and make it a brawl. If it makes a brawl on the feet, arguably could go either way. I think I would favor even alhassan a little bit more on the feet. I think he's harder, has a better chin, and that power is ridiculous. So I think on the feet, alhassan has arguably the edge, even though he's quite basic, as I said. But I think if he stuffs the takedown, he can definitely win this fight, But Buckley, I'm picking Buckley because I think he has more chances to take it to the ground and take it from there and dominate from there. As we know, alhassan doesn't have much of a BJJ game, right? So let's see how this goes. I'm picking Buckley inside of the distance, but I'm not going to be betting this one. Parker Porter versus Alain Baudot. Another one that I'm not going to be extending too much here. Porter can basically do a little bit of everything. Not bad striking, likes to push the pace. Decent wrestler, likes to use the clinch, using his size to his advantage. Had a good performance against the Vanilla Gorilla there, Chase Sherman, right? So I think he's probably going to try a similar game plan here against Baudot, who is basically a striker. Not a bad striker, Baudot, but not that elite level or anything, He's quite dangerous in there, not afraid to throw down and commit to punches. Has some power, but I think Porter going to probably, deal with the power, which it's just not bad power, but it's not like incredible power in terms of in favor of Baudot or something. I think Porter going to probably be able to absorb the shots, block them, push the pace. Baudot is actually pretty decent the first round. He can slow down. I think Porter going to wear on him, take him down, and probably be the most dominant here. I think Porter is a heavy favorite too, but I don't know. I don't like the bet in these lines. Porter, the man is not bad, but nonetheless, not much experience, and I don't know. I think if Baudot can keep it standing, he's arguably the favorite, right? So at these odds, I don't want to touch this fight. I think Porter could get knocked out, even though I don't think it's going to happen. It's not impossible. So to me, I'm going to be passing this one. If you're going to force me to bet, probably would bet Porter, but I'm not going to bet this one. Kyle Dawkins versus Jamie Pickett. Another interesting one. Now Dawkins, I'm parlaying him here. The concern that I have with Dawkins at this point is basically that the man is coming from a losing streak, right? But he seems to feel those things. He's becoming better and better. If you heard me talking about Dawkins before, I think he's an excellent fighter. The man is tough. He can do a little bit of everything. He's tall and long for the division, right? He's an excellent grappler, BJJ black belt. Not a bad wrestler. Again, can do a little bit of everything. Good putting on the volume. He doesn't have bad power either. Jamie Pickett, a good fighter. I bet Pickett his last bout against Joseph Holmes. He cashed. I picked him a decision, by the way. So I bet him on props and straight on him, right? But I think here is a little bit out of his league. Pickett is good in doing what he did against Holmes, which is basically using his range on the outside, trying to pick his shots, and then eventually, or sometimes mixing up the wrestling, taking top position. I don't see that much happening here. He has a good range, Pickett, but I think they're practically the same range in this one. Maybe Pickett a little bit longer arms, but Dawkins is taller, so I think the range is pretty even. But Dawkins, he has much more volume, much more clean technique, straight punches, keep pushing the pace, right? And he takes to the ground. If he takes Pickett down, I think he will. He also will dominate on the ground because he's an excellent grappler. Dawkins is. And Pickett, from the top, he's good. From the back, not so much. Even though it's not easy to hold this guy, the man is athletic and powerful. So, nonetheless, I think it's little chances for Pickett here. I have Kyle Dawkins as a 65% favorite. I'm leaning more like 65 to 70. So I think there's a little value on Dawkins, but I'm not going crazy. I'm just parlaying him with some guys, but nothing crazy. Because, like I said, my concern with Dawkins at this point is that he's carrying a losing streak. You never know at the end of the day how frustrated he actually is because the crazy things that happen. Also got a headbutt on the last fight and type of thing. So I think I'm being more careful because of that, right? So this one is actually on the next card. And Jamal Hill versus Johnny Walker in the main event. Guys, it's an interesting one. I actually, when I first looked at this matchup, sounded to me sort of interesting that they made this, right? But it's actually not a bad fight. Hill basically a tall, long guy, 1-2 type fighter, but this in excellence. The man is tough and not bad volume, not bad cardio. Again, he's quite basic, but it works well for him because he's big and long. So he's fighting a taller guy here, Johnny Walker. I think a little bit longer too, if I'm not mistaken, or they're basically the same. Johnny Walker, man, he has had so many different things in his career. He started off of this guy, like jumping, landing, jumping knees, going crazy there in the octagon. Then he got finished by Corey Anderson. Then he paced himself, tried to be more strategic in the fight against Thiago Santos. He basically held back a little bit too much, right? So it's tough to tell what Johnny Walker will do here. But I think this man has potential. I think Jamal Hill is more consistent, so I agree that he's a favorite, but not as the bookies have. I think he'll face a challenge here. Walker is taller. Walker probably not going to engage as much as he would expect, and he's not going to start eating clean as much as Hill probably would like. So I'm curious to see what Walker going to do this. I think Walker, he's fast, he's athletic, and he's more creative, more dynamic in here, right? So I'm quite confused how to pick, both to pick and to bet. And so my head tells me that Johnny Walker gonna bring something different to the table. I'm not sure also whether Jamal Hill can handle a guy with more range and taller than him. We are yet to see that. There was OSP, which he had a decent performance, but OSP didn't show up that fight, as he but as most of the time OSP doesn't. So it could happen the same to Walker. Walker not showing up and Hill winning, which is probably going to happen, but still to me at these odds it's definitely dog or pass. I'm betting just a little bit Johnny Walker. Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you please did like, subscribe, share with your friends. Consider supporting the channel with the Patreon. I have basically two tiers, $10. You guys can show your appreciation and get exclusive content in here. I put some posts, like I put the lock of the night and talk to parlay. I put some thoughts that I have when I see some of these fights, right? I put some highlights. Let's put it this way. You can obviously chat with me, and for 50 you guys have line by line all the bets that I'm taking, and you can support the channel at the ultimate level. All right. So guys, again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and I'll talk to you next time. Sam from Southern Bet, bring the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy for you.